à tous. I feel like we know each other quite well by now, so I feel like I should apologise for my absence over the recent weeks. It's not because I've forgotten about you, I still care about you guys. It's just that every time I think about editing one video or writing another one, then Boogie Bear here starts to tell me about all the work I have to do. Because Boogie Bear here understands that I am essentially on a 9-month holiday in the south of France, but still hates it when I fail. So if you're coming on Erasmus too, you might have a similarly snappily dressed, control freak, travel companion such as Boogie Bear, who wants you to do really well, but also wants you to have a good time. Long story short, you may end up with a lot of work to do. So here we go with the hard part of Erasmus. Things I should be doing right now. I study linguistics, and it's okay, most people don't know what that means either. But it has many different facets. Facet number one is the foreign language bit. So in typology and language contact, I have a big old essay to write about Irish Gaelic, which I know nothing about. We've also got a thing called experimental linguistics, which at the start was very interesting. It was about how to formally set up an experiment in linguistics. But then the teachers stopped showing up and we just started going and getting coffee and sitting in the sun instead of waiting for them. So I've got a project to do for that, the details of which I have no idea about because of the laissez-faire attitude of these teachers. Facet number 3 is this thing called sociolinguistics, in which I've done most of the hard work already, which involved doing a whole load of reading about the Marseille accent, finding speakers and interviewing them, and then analysing the hell out of their speech, and then giving a 10-minute presentation about all of this in the biggest lecture theatre in the uni, which, by the way, Crandall, if you're listening, Jean Piaget once did a speech there, I know. But I bet Jean Piaget's PowerPoint presentation still works, so he didn't have to babble in his second language incoherently. So I've got a 5,000 word essay for that and an exam on it. Then there's the annoying semantics bit. In contemporary linguistic theory, I have to do a whole load of stuff that I don't like, and I have an exam on that which I should be revising for. And there's my master's class in oral syntax, the project for which is due on the same day as a whole load of other stuff, and it's still one of these classes where everyone else is at least 3 years older than me and has an extra year of uni behind them. One which I've actually finished now is acquisition and dysfunctionment. This was a really interesting course, but it was one that required me to write a 7-page essay on a thing called aphasia, which is when a bit of your brain dies and you lose the ability to talk. So I did that, and then I did a presentation on that as well, and forgot half the words. And then my fun outside course is in web design, which is actually pretty cool. So for that I have to make a website using a whole load of commands that I haven't actually learnt yet. So this is why I haven't been telling you so many hilarious stories of late, because the French, as well as the whole rest of the educational world, think it's a good idea to give you a whole bunch of work when it's summertime and the living is supposed to be easy. So I guess the point of this was to show that Erasmus is not necessarily a 9-month-long party, which is it can be a good thing because it means that you're still learning stuff, you're still writing essays and still practicing your language, and you're not wasting your time here. It can be a bad thing if you just wanted to chill and you didn't want to have to write 4 essays at once in a foreign language. If this last one was the case, pick your courses wisely. Now, if you'll excuse me, this was all the study break time Boogie Bear allowed me to have. I will now go off and do something. But as ever, thank you very much for coming, and I hope I will see you next week, where I will probably be talking to you from Exmouth again. This week I will be santéing you using some pricey but very delicious apple and pear juice from the marché. Santé.